Okay, cool. All right, guys, you see that now? You see a weekly live stream, 5/16/22. Give me a thumbs up. Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? Okay, cool. Little ode to Limp Bizkit. Okay, so this is how what it comes down to, guys. Like I said, people already know, like, and trust you, right? So what your job to do is, guys, studies have shown, okay, and I love psychology, but studies have shown psychologically, most people can only really think of two different companies, two different brands, two different entities when considering any given subject. Like our brain is inundated with information, especially when we're walking around with these smartphones that make us dumber. But when you think about it, we are walking around with so much information coming our way. Our brain has to learn how to filter all the data that's flying, all the ones and zeros, right? All the messages. So what you have to do, guys, is you have to put yourself in someone's mind and brand yourself as the agent in commercial, right? Because, like, think about it, guys. All right, we're gonna do a thought experiment here, guys. Okay, very first thing that comes to your mind, I'm gonna mention an industry, and I want you to tell me the first two things that come to mind. Ready for this? Soft drinks. What are the first two companies that come to mind when I say soft drinks, soda? We got Coke and we got Pepsi. Okay. All right. I'm willing to bet 90+% of people will say Coke and Pepsi, Coke and Pepsi, Coke and Pepsi. Great. Okay. Fast food. When you think of fast food burgers, who are the first two companies you think of? Go ahead, fire them off for me. McDonald's. Okay. We got McDonald's and Burger King. Yep. You guys, you with me? You see how our brain works? Our brain works in shortcuts, right? And we have to, because we have so many details flying around. We only really remember, is there Arby's? Sure. Is there Wendy's? Sure. Is there In-N-Out? Is there this? Is there that? Of course. But when we think, you think fast food burgers, boom, two pop in your head. So studies have shown that if you want to be the person that's, when someone thinks of a certain subject, you have to brand yourself in their brain, and you have to beat out all the competition. And you might not just be the only person, right? But you'll be one of two options. So they might be like, oh, it might be Charlie and Danny. Okay, cool, that's fine. You know, it might be Joe and Brian, you know, like as the two people they call. So what you want to do is you want to stay top of mind. How do you brand yourself in commercial? You do it as I'm going to show you. So step one, you built this network. If you build it, they will come, right? Now, here's one thing that the best way to brand yourself in your market with people is to show them, right? Saying, hey, I'm in real estate. Hey, I'm in real estate. Hey, I'm in real estate. It's one thing. Showing them, hey, I just closed this transaction. Send it to them, and they see. But hey, and if you can think of anybody else that can use my help, by all means, please. Can you keep me in mind? The best thing that you could ever do is not only, you know, tell people that you're in real estate, but also show them that you get things done, right? So find a requirement, figure out the best way to fulfill it. Maybe it's a broker. We're going to talk some basic stuff. This isn't the main thrust of what we do in the coaching program, but I'm going to give you some like low-hanging fruit, right? Let's say you're just getting started and another broker has a listing in your office. Go out, find a buyer for that listing, get that listing sold. Okay. So not only are you going to take, you know, and of course, no broker in their right mind is going to get upset if you push their listing. I promise you, right? They're going to, if you go to Charlie and he's got 123 Main Street, you say, hey, Charlie, you mind if I push your listing? I need some inventory so I can go out and reach out to buyers. Do you think Charlie's going to get upset that you're increasing the chances of him selling that listing? I highly, highly doubt it. If anything, you're upping his chances of putting money in his pocket and quicker, right? So go to Charlie, say, hey, listen, Charlie, I want to help you sell your listing. Cool. You take Charlie's listing, you reach out to your sphere of influence, say, hey, my company has this listing available. Please let me know of anybody that is looking for something like this. So what you wind up doing is number one, you're broadcasting out to people and making them aware of the fact that you're an agent. Number two, you then go out and you hustle and you fulfill that requirement. Step three is that you send proof to your sphere of influence of peers. So it's one thing to be like, hi, I'm in real estate. It's another thing to be like, my company has this listing. It's another thing to be like, I sold this listing, right? I'm the one that put it together. Just sold 1.5 million. A nice, cool 45K in my pocket. Nice. It fits nicely. I promise you, there's room for more in there, right? So then you take the proof and you send it to your sphere of influence. You send it to your peers. You tell everybody that will listen what you just did, and you can help anyone else that's looking for similar. You have to be your own PT Barnum. You have to be your own promoter, right? If you guys are not willing to promote yourselves, you are in the wrong business. The people that do it, and do it tastefully, mind you, right? The people that are the best at tastefully promoting themselves, they have the longest businesses. I've seen people that are like real estate agents that are 60s, 65 years old. You would think that they just give up. No, it's just part of what they do. They're at the gas station handing out cars, but they also happen to be very successful because they're always reaching out for people to help. So then when you get done showing the proof to your sphere, showing the proof to your peers, rinse, wash, and repeat, okay? That's just a step one. That's just an easy peasy, like how do you start to brand yourself to others, right? Because the first step in getting a hold of these people is making sure that you are on their radar when they think commercial real estate, right? Now, here's what we need to do. We need to make sure that all of these pieces are top level. You need to make sure your LinkedIn is profile page is up to date, has your phone number on it, has your email address on it, has a call to action, explains who your typical person that you try to help is. Okay, guys? Too many people just like put up there, put where they went to school, this and that. Yeah, I'm a commercial agent with XYZ, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't mean anything. If someone happens to land on your LinkedIn, they don't know who you are. They don't know what you specialize in. They don't know, what you're about. They don't know how to contact you. Good luck sending someone a LinkedIn message. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. People log into Facebook. Here's a cool stat for you guys. 19 times a day on average. Facebook, and it's kind of like an older, more mature platform. People log into LinkedIn twice a week, right? So you'd be better off reaching out to someone on Facebook Messenger than you would on LinkedIn. But the point is, guys, you don't want to leave it up to a LinkedIn message to have someone be able to get a hold of you. If someone lands on your profile and says, hey, I want to speak to Andrew, Andrew better have his phone number and email there and a way to get a hold of him, because that is the absolute best way, right? So make sure on your LinkedIn profile, it is jamming. Make sure you're reaching out to your LinkedIn audience, okay? Whenever you make changes to your profiles, there are notifications that go out to everybody. So-and-so just changed their job description. So-and-so just changed this. So-and-so just changed that. Have you guys ever seen that? You ever seen those notifications? For those of you that comb through LinkedIn, it's a really, really great place to hit a wide audience with information. So number one, make sure your LinkedIn profile page is up and going. By the way, when people Google your name, guess who owns LinkedIn? Anybody? Can anybody tell me in the chat who owns LinkedIn? Have you ever noticed that when you type someone's name in, LinkedIn goes to the very, very top of the Google search, right? Duh, right? Damn it. There we go. Hardin knows. I knew. How did I know Hardin was going to know that? Yes, exactly. Right, guys. So you got to understand. Use it to your advantage. Like people do a Google search for your name. People do a Google search for something that's in your North Carolina commercial real estate agent, Wilmington, whatever, right? Boom, you have a better chance of reaching to the top. If people Google your name specifically, your LinkedIn is what shows up at the top. If someone's looking for you, heard about you, gets referred to you by your cousin, your brother, your aunt, your uncle, whatever, the first thing they're going to do when they Google your name is if your cousin, aunt, brother, or whatever doesn't give them your phone number, they're going to Google you. And guess what? Make sure your LinkedIn is spiffed up and looks good. If you have to, look at examples of good LinkedIn pages. I spent time and I had multiple people look at my LinkedIn to make sure it looks good, to make sure it puts out the proper message, make sure my contact information is there. So by all means, guys, number one, connect with me on LinkedIn if you haven't already. And number two, check out my page if you want some ideas. Like I've spent the time, I've researched and try to make it as user-friendly as possible, right? That's number one. Number two, your email signature. Please, nothing reeks of non-professionalism worse than a bad email signature, okay? And sorry, guys, I'm going to shame you. Shame. Anybody Game of Thrones fans? Shame. Shame. All right. You do not want to be sending emails to hundreds and hundreds of people without without a proper signature. Okay, if you have to Google it, figure it out, but you want to be, but at the same time, number one, you want to have a professional looking signature. Number two, you want to be branding yourself as a commercial agent. Make sure it says commercial real estate agent. And for those of you that have your feet in both waters, make sure the word commercial is in there. You want people to know that you are a commercial agent. Okay, gotcha. All right, next one, Facebook profile. You have no idea how many people out there are willing to do business with you, right? Let everybody know what you're doing. Pretend like it's the olden days and you didn't have the internet and you didn't have telephones and you had to get to the top of like a tall building and scream out loud like the church crier, right? What you want to do, guys, is you want to tell everybody so that when someone thinks of, oh, commercial real estate, bing, oh, Alex, oh, my friend Alex, he and I went to high school together, but he's always doing stuff. He looks really successful. You should try him out. He's a cool dude, whatever, you know, whatever that might be, guys. This stuff is so common sense, but I guarantee you, none of you, not a single one of you is doing every single one of these, right? It goes to say, without saying, guys, business cards, but there are new, more modern digital versions of business cards. Get hip, find out where the trends are moving, find out how that's going to help you, because any which way that you can get your name and your credentials in front of somebody, it works. I just spoke to a lady today and her husband saw an advertisement of mine and sent it to her. So it's like, sometimes you never know who's going to see it. It could be the second level of connection, right? It could be someone's a family member, and just because they see you, they think of you, and because they see your advertisement or they see your credentials, they're going to send it to somebody else and they're going to refer you, right? Because you made a good impression or they know you, right? Here is a big one, guys, and I want an honest show of hands, right? How many of you have previous clients? Okay. How many of you have previous clients? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. I'm hoping every single one of you. Hello. Duh. If not, you're awfully broke. I promise you. All right. Thumbs up in the chat if you have previous clients. Now, okay. I see Maria. I see Steven. I see Alex. Okay, guys. All right. Good. Good. Now tell me, okay, how many of you reach out to your previous clients every 60 days? Tell me, anybody? Honestly, okay? Because every 60 days, let's say you had 100 previous clients, right? For you to reach out to all 100 people every 2 months, all you'd have to do is dial a little more than 2 people a day, right? Here's what you do, guys, all right? If you're old school, go and make 45 folders, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 45. Print out like a contact information sheet for every single person, right? Or if you want to do this digitally, that's fine too. But I like analog. I like folders. I like paper. I like taking notes. I'm born in the 70s, whatever. But the point is, guys, if you were to take every single one of your previous clients and print out a sheet and have folders 1 through 45, there are 45 work days in 2 months. Okay, there's approximately 22 work days in a month, right? You would be able to go through and speak to, at the end of your prospecting, open up the folder for day 6 and you call the 2 people that are in there. Boom, you put it back in there, you put the paperclip on day 7. The next day when you finish your prospecting, you open it up, you call those people. If you call all your previous clients within the matter of a couple years, you have so much referral business, you have no idea what to do with it. Guys, I just closed it was $100,500. I just closed a transaction back in December, okay, from somebody that I leased space to 8 years ago. I made $2,300. I put him in like a 4,700 square foot space for like 2 or 3 years or something like that. It was something silly. It was back in like 2014, right? Last year, I made a 6-figure commission. Why? Because I called him every few months. You know, I wasn't even as religious as 6 times a year, as every 60 days. I would call him a few times a year, you know, see how he's doing for Christmas, this and that, blah, 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 check in on him, check in on his birthday, whatever. But the point is, guys, it was a repetitive basis. And when the time came, he thought of me. I was one of his Coke or Pepsi. He came to me and boom, next thing you know, he bought a 23,000 square foot building. Guys, it's available for everybody. You just have to be a little bit more diligent than the next guy, because I guarantee you the next guy in your office is not doing this. They're not keeping up with previous clients. And this is the lowest hanging fruit. You already made money from these people. You know that they are worth your time. Spend Spend 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, making 2 phone calls, and you can service 90 previous clients, guys. Trust me, you service 90 previous clients, you may by making 2 calls a day, forget it. It'll be lights out, especially commercial clients, because you don't need that many commercial clients. Guys, what did we say before? 10 deals can make you a top 1% earner, right? You guys with me? 10 deals. So if every one of those 90 people gives you 1 deal every 9 years, you could, just from your referrals alone, you could create a referral business that'll make you $400,000+ a year. You guys with me? Anybody? Okay, cool. All right, so enough of that. So next thing is, guys, call your sphere of influence. You cannot do it enough. What I like to do is I'll go through, by the way, they have this app called Calls on the Go. Super duper cool. Download it. They've updated it a couple times. See what the latest version of it is, but you can download. It's called Calls on the Go. And when you're driving in between appointments, go on there and you can upload lists via like a CSV file, basically like an Excel file, right? Like a spreadsheet file. And it'll just call people at random. Like you could use that for your sphere of influence. You could use that for your, for your previous clients. Whatever you do, when you have some downtime, instead of listening to the radio and numbing your brain, like you need to hear that Beyonce song another time, right? Call a couple of people, right? I see, I got Brian laughing on that one. Yeah, call somebody, reach out and touch somebody, because I guarantee you keep up with them, they're going to be like, you know what? That guy or that gal is really cool. You know, they just for no reason at all. How many of you have ever gotten a call? Okay, raise of hands for those of you that are on camera. How many of you have ever gone through and gotten a call from somebody and they called you because they needed something and they hadn't called you in a while and it felt like a little off-putting? Anybody? You know, give me a thumbs up, you know, or in the chat, I see Rose raise her hand. Yep. Martin raised his hand. Absolutely. Okay, guys, it feels like crap. You know, let's be honest. When someone calls you, hasn't called you in a long time, and needs something from you, as opposed to, have you ever gotten a call from somebody that you like, and they called you out of the blue for no reason other than to check in? How good did that feel? Okay, if you guys, that's ever happened to you, how do they, now guys, I'm teaching human to human interaction. This is relationships. Forget your chat, forget your text, forget your email. Call them up and let them hear your voice. Let them know that you care, because that's all we're trying to do, guys. If you lead with your heart and you lead with helping people and caring for people, you will make more money than you know what to do with. Just lead with helping people. And the way you do it is reach out to somebody when you don't need them. Reach out to them just because you wanted to. This is a people business. Like, if you don't like people, guys, go work with animals or go be a veterinarian. You're in the wrong business, right? So the point is, guys, reach out to people, reach out to your sphere of influence, reach out to your previous clients. There's so much gold, because not everybody likes to make cold calls, right, guys? Like, at the end of the day, not everybody, it's not for everybody. So what is another way that you can do that'll supplement having, so you can make less cold calls, or you'll get to a point in your career where you don't have to make any cold calls? You know, I know some people that 90% of their business is referral. The phone just rings. But you know what? What's all common to all of them? They're all really good at maintaining relationships. Calling that person for no reason whatsoever, other than just a chit chat. See, hey, how you doing? How's Susie? How's the kids? Yeah, by the way, if you know anyone that wants to buy or sell, just keep me in mind. Cool. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Hope you're great. You know, one thing that I like to do, guys, which is a really good practice, because it's hard. It takes a lot of discipline to do this, two dials a day or whatever. What I like to do is, when things get quiet. So what do we have coming up soon, guys? We got Memorial Day weekend. What else we got? We got 4th of July weekend coming up. What else we got? Labor Day coming up. What else we got? We got Veterans Day coming up. What else we got? We got Thanksgiving. Then we got the holidays. We got all this stuff. Use those as excuses. Business is going to be dead. People, like the Friday before the long weekend, or the Friday before, or the day before that holiday. Take that time when you know you're not going to be doing anything else. Prospecting may or may not be super fruitful, but just reach out and call those people. I can't tell you how many people. I'll just sit down and I'll call 50 people on a Friday, because nothing's happening that weekend. And hey, just wanted to let you know I was thinking of you. You and Susie and the kids going to any place for the weekend? Oh, cool. All right. Well, have a good time. Enjoy. Be safe. Good to talk to you. Always good to hear your voice. if you know anyone looking to buy or sell, you know who to talk to. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Click. Use those as excuses, guys. Throw it in there for think about it, for Easter, for Christmas, for whatever. Throw it in there. I mean, if you're really, really on top of things, you'll know your clients' birthdays. I admittedly don't know enough of my clients' birthdays, but you get the idea, guys. Like, even if you forget to do it religiously daily, use upcoming holidays, no matter how mundane they might seem. Just reach out to them. Reach out to people. They'll be happy to hear your voice. Okay. Like I mentioned, guys, Facebook posts. You have a lot of people. That person might have sat behind you in English class in 10th grade, but because they see you posting stuff about your business, they're like, you know what? That guy's pretty cool. Or they might be getting into, they might own a business and they might need your help, right? That also extends to Instagram. For those of you that have that do anything with an email database, guys, there's an absolute gold mine in drip campaigns, and that's one thing that we focus on a lot. We talk about a lot in the coaching program, is like, how do you create a really, really killer database? Because you can reach out to millions of people, right? I send about 1 million emails a year. I send 8 emails a month. My list is about 10,000 people, a little bit more. So I send about 82,000 emails a month. You multiply that out by 12 months, that's 1 million a year, right? So, and then the open rate's about 12%. So I get about 120,000 emails of mine get read by people. Guys, for the push of a button, for $100 a month. It's the cheapest, the absolute cheapest way of communicating with people, guys. This is all low-hanging fruit. Stay on top of mind, because you just never know when that incoming call is going to be. I got a call from one of my clients today. I sold his building for him 4 years ago. He's looking to make another purchase on something, right? You just stay up with people, guys. You just want to stay top of mind so that when the time comes, they remember you and they call you. Or when you're in the middle of reaching out to people, they're like, oh, so glad you called because I got this thing, right? Trust me, you want to stay, write this down, guys, in their space, in their face, and in their place, right? So that they will never, ever forget you. Because I guarantee you, none of the other vendors in their life do it. And when I say vendors, I mean not their carpet cleaner, not their dentist, not their doctor, not their carpenter, not their plumber, not their electrician, not their cleaning lady, not their, you get the point, right, guys? Nobody else is doing it. And I got news for you. Plumbers aren't closing $35,000 single transactions. They're just not doing it. Neither is the cleaning lady, neither is the carpet cleaner. We have so many people that are in our sphere of influence. It behooves you to make sure you're reaching out to them on a regular basis, because just one deal a year that comes from anything from your sphere of influence might be $30,000 or $40,000, guys. It's worth it to do. Just if you didn't do any of the stuff I told you about, making the folders from 1 to 45, just do it before each major holiday, and I guarantee you'll get one piece of business out of it. I've had on certain holidays multiple pieces of business come from just me calling those people on that day. Food for thought. Okay, next up, here we go. Boom. Okay, the other thing you can do, guys, if you don't have like a big listing inventory, you can create a monthly newsletter, okay, and distribute that out to your email list, right? And you can make like announcements here, right? Here's a cool thing, guys. So do me a favor, raise your hand and let me know if your company does residential and commercial. Go down to the bottom where it says reactions and hit raise hand, just so I get a feel for who's doing what, because this is gangster right here, what I'm about to show you. This is awesome. And do me a favor, in the chat, type how many people your organization has, like locally on the residential side. That also give me a hand. That also help me kind of understand the scope. So in the chat, type, like, if you have 25 agents, type 25. If you have 100 agents, type 100. The more obviously the better, but just do me a favor and type that in the chat. If you've got that. Oh, Alex, is it Microsoft that owns LinkedIn? Whatever it is, it's always the top of the whatchamacallit, of the Google search. Yeah, you might be right, but either way, it's effective. Okay, cool. Okay, so 80%. Let's see. Brokerage has 4 agents in Baltimore, 100 plus. Hardin's not sure. Amy has, okay. Okay, cool. All right, 140 agents. So love it. Okay, so there's 23. No, this is awesome. Sweet. Okay, guys, this is going to be worth the price of admission right here. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to go to your company and get a list of every residential agent in your office. For instance, okay, so Brian, eXp Commercial, right? There's also going to be a local eXp Realty group. Go to them and find out. And I know eXp is really good at cross-referencing and stuff like that. But of all the commercial agents, I want you to be the referral seeker. And here's why, right, guys? What I want you guys to do is go to get an email list of all the residential agents in your company, in your local area, within like a half-hour drive or whatever. Take that email list and reach out to them on a regular basis. Twice a month is all you really need. Create a monthly newsletter and then maybe blast like a property or whatever. But what I want you to put in the subject is, I pay the best referrals in town. Refer your commercial leads to me. Okay. Okay. What? Because think about it. Residential agents, 1, 2, 3, 5 times a year, they get someone that has a commercial lead for them. Now imagine, guys, imagine if you reached out to, if you had a list of just 100 people, right? 100 people that are in your local area, right? Maybe, and here's the thing, guys, it doesn't have to just be in your company. It could be at the Weichert, it could be at the Remax, it could be at the whatever, like if, for those of you that don't have a residential division, figure out a way to network with those people. And here's what I'm getting to. Let's just say you had a list of 100 people and those 100 people gave you 3 leads a year. That's it. That's nothing. But only because you reached out to them over and over again and said, send me your commercial leads. I pay the highest referrals in town. Trust me, every real estate agent works out of self-interest. Okay. So when they hear about the commercial agent that pays the highest commissions, guess what? What are they going to do? They're going to send all the referrals to you. Number one. Number two is, if you had a list of 100 people and they sent you 3 leads a year, guess what? 300 leads a year. 1 every day you worked is coming your way. Leads. You don't even have to pick up the phone and cold call anybody, guys. All you have to do is send a couple emails a year. Maybe you send, you send a couple emails a month, maybe every 2 weeks, maybe once a week. Just make sure you tell them, send your commercial leads to me. I pay the biggest referral in town, right? And if you have to, like if the average is in your town, it's like 25%, pay 30%, pay 35%. You're still making 65% of the pie, guys. And as we discussed before, these pies are juicy. And going to find someone that's ready, willing, and able to transact is like 3/4 of the job. If any of you have ever gotten a referral and the person's like ready, willing, and able to work with you, guess what? 75% of the work's already done. So that person, you're going to pay them, let's say 30%, right? Let's say 33%, give them a third. You're going to pay them 33% of the commission, and they've already done 75% of the work. Are you guys with me? Right? So it's huge. Reach out to every residential agent in your area, right? You are leaving money on the table if you're not, whether it's from your company or some company across town. Listen, buy them donuts, bribe them with food. Everybody loves food. Who doesn't like donuts or pizza or whatever? Spend $100, go to the biggest residential agency in town and bribe the sales director and say, hey man, I want you to guys send all your commercial. I don't want you guys I want you to make money. I want the company to make money. So why is it okay that I get your listing for your agents so I can reach out to them so they can send their commercial deals our way so that we can make sure they're handled properly so that you guys make money with every commercial transaction that comes through? Who's going to turn that down, right, guys? So super duper important. So reach out to everyone in your office, every residential agent in your office, every real estate agent start creating a list. It will not take you long. Everybody and their mother, every PTA soccer mom is a residential agent nowadays, right, guys? I guarantee you it will not take you long if you're to comb through your sphere of influence to find out who is a residential agent, right? So the other thing is you can go to networking events with other residential agencies. If you can get that referral list up to 100 people and you actually work it properly, guys, it's lights out. I mean, that'll put $30,000 to $50,000 in your pocket a year. It's only 1 or 2 deals. Think about it, guys. If you start getting stuff referred on a regular basis, it's a no-brainer. This business is so easy if you learn how to leverage technology. Let that email, you push the button once and it goes out to 100 people. You do that 3-4 times a month. You take 15 minutes to create some interesting piece of information. You create an interesting email. Make sure you let them know that you pay the best referrals in town. Guys, it's silly how much money there is. This is such low-hanging fruit. Excuse me. Go to networking events, meet other realtors, put them, hey, is it okay? Hey, listen, when you meet people in public, right? Oh, hey, you're in real estate. Oh yeah, I am too. I'm on the commercial side. But by the way, like a lot of residential agents, I'm like a real good referral source, and I pay the biggest referrals in town. So if you ever have anything, feel free to let me know. By the way, can I add you to my list? Would that be cool? Just as a reminder, let's stay in touch. Okay, cool. You get their business card, you put them on the list, you reach out to that list twice a month. Guys, it's a no-brainer. If you want to pick up it'll like pay for a new car every year, literally. Okay. The other thing is you can go to real estate board meetings. Any place where people are joining together is very, very important. So guys, what I want you to do, take one thing that I gave you today, right? One little item, right? Whether it's spiffing up your LinkedIn, whether it's reaching out to residential agents in your area, whether it's reaching out to your sphere of influence, whether it's reaching out to your past clients. Do one of those things tomorrow. And then I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to hold your feet to the fire. Next week on the call, I have bonus trainings, like we have like video trainings and stuff like that. I will, if you come on the call and tell me what you implemented this week over the next 7 days, I will send you a link to one of our bonus trainings, right? People would usually spend money to access these trainings. I will give you one, but you got to come back next week and say, hey, I did this. I applied what you said. Okay. I'm paying you, I'm bribing you to do this for your own good, because I want to see you guys successful. My success, or your success, is my success. So I really, really want to see this, guys. Okay. So I'm going to challenge you. Okay. I want you to take one of the previous items that we discussed today and execute on the next 7 days. You come back next week, you tell me what you did, I'll send you a free training. Okay. That's number one. Level 2, you could take 3 of these items and you can execute on them in the next 7 days. It could be you spiff up your LinkedIn. It could be you reach out to your previous clients. It could be you call your sphere of influence. You download that app I was telling you about, Calls on the Go. You upload your list of sphere of influence. And when you're driving around in between meetings, rather than listening to the radio, boom, you hit it on and it auto dials, 100 people that are in your sphere of influence that might be the most influential, that type of thing, right? Here's the other thing, guys. Not all members of your sphere of influence are created equal. Have you ever met those people that are just connectors? They're just really good at like connecting people. You might be that person, right? But how many of you guys, by a show of hands, right? Those of you who have your cameras on, how many of you guys have ever been like, have ever like noticed that some people just are really just naturally good at connecting people, right? Now, the cool thing about it is, some people they've done, like, I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember chain letters. They used to have these things when I was a kid, right? And it was a chain letter, and if someone would send you a chain letter, and it was you'd have 6 years of bad luck if you didn't send the chain letter. The point being, what they did was they tried to send these, they've done these experiments with chain letters, and what they saw was it was like a challenge to see if you could reach a specific person in 6 degrees of separation. The bottom line is, when they analyzed, and they did this over thousands and thousands of letters, they realized that certain people were amazing connectors. Like, certain people kept showing up over and over again. And the point is, your sphere of influence, there are certain people that, yeah, if you talk to Sally, she might give you 1 referral. If you talk to Johnny, he knows 1,000 people and he's going to give you 50 referrals, right? So maybe it's your church pastor. Maybe it's a local politician. Maybe it's a guy who's an attorney and deals with a lot of commercial real estate people. Maybe it's a funeral home. Gosh, I mean, people are dying to get in there, right? Sorry, terrible pun. But you get the idea, guys, right? The idea is, like, one person, you want to go to that one to many, not the one to one. You want to go to the one to many. So think of the people that are in your sphere of influence that are influential in your community, right? Maybe it's a teacher. Maybe it's a baseball coach that just knows a ton of parents. Like, try to find that person that's going to connect one to many. Leverage. You guys always got to be thinking, like Copernicus said, I think, like, give me a lever long enough and I can lift the world, right? Like, with the right leverage, man, it makes it so much easier. Would you rather get 1 deal out of somebody or 10 deals out of somebody? Find the person that's most likely to give you 10 deals, and you don't need that many of them. You just got to take really good care of them. Bring them a bottle of champagne and come Christmas time or whatever. Like, it doesn't take that much. By the way, I'm going to throw you guys a little bone here, right? When I was first starting in brokerage, I used to buy a case of Prosecco or champagne, one or the other, right? Whatever Costco had going on at a special. You don't have, it doesn't have to be like a $50 thing or whatever, like just, it doesn't have to be Vouv, you know, just gonna be like just something decent, you know, like 10, 12 bucks a bottle, 15 bucks a bottle, whatever. Buy a case of that, okay? You spend 150 to 200 bucks. Every single year, I would go around and I'd find 12 people in my, either in my sphere or people like prospects that I was working with that I was, you know, like we're kind of like on the verge. You all know what I'm talking about. Like you're almost ready to do business or almost about to list with you and so forth. Go there, put a ribbon on it, give them a bottle of champagne. I cannot tell you how that $200 case of champagne would make me tens of thousands of dollars. Every single year I did that. You got a 1 in 12 chance. I got a deal out of it. Guys, this is just so stupid. It's easy. It's so easy. Spend 200 bucks and you make 20,000. Hello, you with me? Like who doesn't want 100 or whatever, 1,000% return on their money, you know? So food for thought, guys. So that was just a little added bonus. So level 2, take 3 of the previous items and execute on them in the next 7 days. Level 3 is take 5 of the previous items that we covered and execute on those in the next 7 days. And level 4, take 10 to 15 minutes a day and work through all of the items that we discussed over the next 7 days. Okay, that's all I want, guys. 10 to 15 minutes a day over the next 7 days, right? It's good. It's 5 work days. What are we talking about? Between an hour and an hour and 20, you can have your LinkedIn spiffed up. You could reach out to a bunch of people that you talk to. And between now and then, you could literally have a piece of business this time next week because of 1 or 2 or 3 things that you implemented, guys. It is so easy. This business is so highly leveraged. It's absolutely insane. Any one person you talk to can be $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in your pocket. Now, here's the thing. I always want you to think of helping people. But Hardin and I were talking about the other day. I love this quote from Zig Ziglar. If you help enough people get what they want, you can have everything you want in this world. And I believe that. Lead with your heart. Go out there to help people, and the world will absolutely open up for you guys. Seriously, okay? It is so easy, but just go out there with the intent to help, and you'll find the world will open up, okay? So, guys, you could have been any place in the world here tonight, but you're here with me, and I really, really appreciate that. Just so you know, we have a 6-month training program, right? We walk you through the steps of getting started in your business, whether you're coming to us brand new, a year in, 3 years in, 10 years in, right? If you're looking how to get to the tippy top of the earning pyramid, and that's done so by learning how to list and sell commercial properties. We take all the guesswork out, we take all the trial and error out, and we show you exactly what you need to do at every step of the turn, okay? We're here to help you, we're here to walk you through that and to put a few more years back on your life so that you're not pulling your hair out and super stressed out, but we make the process a lot easier. For those of you that are interested, okay, reach out to me. Go ahead and put #training in the chat. I'd love to be able to reach out to